Marcus Ralph says Saturday Night Cohn and Krueger legendary. Thank you. GDad14 says Mykel Williams has had a bad ankle since college. Collins has weird interviews, and I don't think he loves football. Niners had a great draft, except for picks 1 and 2. Do you agree?
Well, they wouldn't have been my choices, but it doesn't mean that they're going to be bad picks. Okay. The Mykel pick, I wouldn't have been my choice just because it was the 11th pick in the draft. And I probably would have taken Barron. I'm looking at the Niner corners, and I kind of knew that they had needed some corners. I probably would have gone with Barron, to be completely honest. But Mykel Williams is big and strong and talented. And we'll see. I mean, he looks really overpowering at times. He didn't have a lot of production in college. Why? Is that because he didn't play a lot? Is that because of the ankle? Is that because he doesn't like to play with pain? I don't know. I'm not sure exactly what the issue was. I don't know that we're going to get the answer in an interview with him either. So it's just we're just going to have to see how it goes. As far as Collins is big and strong, and he played, I think, in 46 of 48 games. So hopefully he's a guy that just plays no matter what. That's what I'm kind of hoping for. But as a pass rusher, we all need to dial it way back as far as expectations, because this guy's not a pass rusher. This guy's Kinlaw as far as a pass rusher. He's not going to get to the quarterback. He doesn't come off blocks. He's big and strong, and he's going to command doubles, and he's going to clog, hopefully. But he's not been impressive in one-on-one pass rush drills, because he really just comes up out of his stance, is neutralized, and then stops driving his legs. And I'm hearing Chris Kocurek, and I'm standing right there watching. Chris was like, keep going. He's like yelling at him like that loud. And it's really, that's what it is. It's like he kind of stops. It's like, no, you got to keep going. You got to keep twisting. You got to keep working to the quarterback. So they're using all this verbiage like, well, he missed the OTAs and he's changing systems, and that's all a bunch of crap. It's really more about this guy's got to work, keep his pass rush going, keep his feet moving. But he can be a very good player, even if he's not a pass rusher.
I mean, he was a 5th-year senior at Texas last year. He had 1 sack in 16 games.
Yeah, he's not a pass rusher.
He's not. It's just what it is. He could improve, I guess, a little bit, but he's never had more than 2 sacks in a season ever. What he does is break up passes. Last year, he had 7 pass breakups. So he's 6'5", and he has really long arms, and he gets tied up, and then he starts jumping up and down. There's a role for that, I guess.
Oh, and also he's like he should, on paper, at 3 at the size he's at, be able to keep bodies off of Warner, off of Martin, off of Winters. Yeah, I mean, the Niners have I think, some really good linebackers. I think the linebackers look good, but they're going to have to be protected with some bigger bodies, and he's that bigger body. So he's going to play in a rotation. They're not going to get a lot of pass rush from him. On 3rd downs, pass rushing downs, he will be coming off the field. But if he can do the job on 1st and 2nd down, that'll be good enough.
Well, look, as you may remember, before the draft, you were heavily advocating for the Niners to draft Shamar Stewart, who doesn't have an ankle injury. So it's going to be interesting to see Mykel Williams versus Shamar Stewart. I think the reason they went with Mykel Williams is because he is younger. He is a better run defender. I mean, they're both good run defenders. It was a tough call. They were very similar prospects. Shamar Stewart was much more athletic because he didn't have a messed up ankle. Every time people, Mykel did anything, people were like, well, he could be so much better. He just has a messed up ankle. Just wait. Well, we're still waiting.
He's Mykel. I mean, they both are very similar in a lot of ways. I mean, they both didn't have a lot of sack production. My whole thing is this is a pick based. I mean, let's just, kind of go through this. You have Mykel Williams, you have Shamar Stewart. Neither have great sack production. Right. They both played in the SEC for great programs. Yeah. Why did they not have sack production? Okay, well, then you got to get into a bunch of reasons. I thought for Shamar, he doesn't finish well. His hand placement's not great. They played him a lot at 4-eye inside, and they also played on a great D-line. Other guys got sacks, but his pressures and his motor were off the charts, and he played really, really hard. Now, Mykel Williams, his numbers were not great either, but I think it had a lot to do with the fact that he didn't play a lot because he played in a deep rotation and other guys played. He played inside a little bit, but then he also had the ankle injury that kept him out. So neither guy had production. I would have gone with Stewart just because Stewart had better. If we're gonna do a draft pick on traits, I'll go with the guy with the better traits. And Stewart had better traits than Mykel.
And a clean medical.
It's a traits-based pick as far as I was concerned. I don't know that I would have gone with either. At the end of the day, as I said, I probably would have gone with Jedi Barron because I think the Niners needed a great player in the secondary, and I think it's clear that they do. So yeah, but I mean, there you go. I mean, there was also a lot of really good players that were after that, right? I mean, you had Walter Nolan and others. So it's just there were a bunch of different rushers. The Niners didn't like the speed guys. Some guys have character issues. They wanted a bigger bodied guy that didn't have character issues. And so they took Mykel.
Unfortunately, they took a bigger body guy who had a medical red flag. And, so did Javon Kinlaw. Sometimes, and they were like, it's just an ankle. But it affected him at the combine. It affected him at his pro day. It was lingering, and it continues to linger. 49er Fisherman says, my two favorite Niner content creators, Krug. You were pounding the table for West leading up to the draft, and you were right. Need the I hate quarterback t-shirt. He does have an I hate. We're going to talk about West.
He's great, man. West is amazing.